And we are live, Mitchell.
Okay,
So,
that's
good
great.
evening, everybody, and welcome back to H.O.R. Season 10, Round 11 at Silverstone. I'm joined tonight by Mitch, thankfully. So, how
Yes.
are you today, Mitch?
I'm doing good, and you, man?
As good as you can be. So,
Yeah.
we have Silverstone today. Last week, if you weren't here, obviously for Austria, and Tyne won that, but there was a bit of controversy, Mitch. In the last 5 or so laps, Brock, Jensen, and Tyne all had incidents, which at the time the chat was going a bit crazy about, so we can confirm that they did get sorted.
Okay.
But we must bring up France and how Chris won. He did get his first win in what has been, like 2 seasons?
Yikes.
Like a long, long
Yeah,
time. I
no.
can't remember the previous win before that.
I remember Singapore. You started at the Brock with either Boseman or Brock.
Did he win that
But
race?
yeah, you won that race from the back.
There we go. So that must have been the last one, and that was
May.
literally
Yeah.
almost 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
That's, wow,
Okay.
crazy. But he did get back up onto that top step. Tyne did win at Austria. But who could take it today, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's anyone's game, I think. Just gonna put it out there. I think Brock, Jensen, Chris, Pedro, LOL. Yeah, no. But yeah, no, it could be anyone's game, to be honest. Tan, Boastman. Yeah, we will see how it goes.
Definitely. It's a track where the DRS train is quite crucial to how the race plays out, I'd like to say. And I know we say that almost every week, but that is the case in this game. If you can stay in the DRS of the car in front and not use as much ERS, you're in a very good position to be in. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's the home race for quite a lot of our drivers. We have Adam, CPT O'Reilly, L. Davis, Matoman, Skarma, Brock, Fusion. I'm going to say Lewis's as well. Jensen, JNTEX. And yeah, so even Boastman. Where is Boastman? There he is. So almost half the grid have their home race today. And some people want to do really good at their home race to just, that's their pride and joy for the season. So
Yes.
we could see maybe a good few guys chucking it for the win. But we are joined by quite a good amount of people live right now, and I'd just like to say thank you for the support we're getting on the streams lately. Austria was definitely a big stream for us. And yeah, if you can
Yeah.
definitely subscribe and hit that like button, it will go a long way. But we're joining the action now, Mitch, and yeah, I mean, you don't live in the UK or near it, but I can tell you that around here it is quite rainy, so we could have some rain.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sick of
Oh yeah, I
rain, to be
forgot to
honest.
mention Mikey. Oops.
Uh we've been having rain for about 3 weeks now. So like it's pretty sick, man. But anyway, I have to enjoy it. Yeah, I saw Austria. I must still watch, but 127 views.
Yeah,
Damn.
pretty crazy
Yeah,
good support
guys.
from all the guys. We have a comment from Stephen, sadly. I mean, he's back for a race. I don't know why, but did you miss me racing, Michael? The short answer is no. No one missed you. So get that out of your head. I'm not pissed on you, Pally. Don't worry. We're friends. We're all good. Just make sure you go out and
Yes.
beat Pedro, and then everything is all good. Anyone that can beat Pedro gains my respect, because that means they're pushing him lower down the timing table. So we have a dry quali, Mitch. Pretty clear
Okie dokie.
skies.
Yeah.
it's an easy one stop tonight. Soft to medium, medium to soft.
Yes.
I see the chat is popping off,
Yes.
but yeah, an easy uh, quali here, Mitch. I think we're going to see a lot of soft tires. Um, you do gain quite a lot starting on the medium, but it's not a great amount to kind of say it's worth messing up your starting position, because if the guys at the front can get that DRS train, you could be in a bit of trouble. But we have Jensen, as always, out onto the track. He is actually bet on
Yes.
track by a Williams of Lewis.
Lewis.
So Lewis definitely a
Yeah.
guy that's going to look to do well tonight. But Jensen, in his AlphaTauri, has a teammate of, I mean, SPW. I wouldn't call him much of a teammate, but we'll continue. Dry race, Brock says. So at least we know that we're going to see a normal qualifying match.
Yes, that's true, Mike. Just keep having some coffee to keep me alive. Feeling a bit tired, but I will be good. But yeah, no, that's good that we're gonna have dry race and everything. Guys, just remember to pop that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we plan H.O.R is Friday and Saturdays, and then what, OTL maybe starting on Monday if I'm
I
not
have got
mistaken, eh?
confirmation from Adam that no matter what happens, OTL will be back this Monday.
Okay, and who do we have racing? Do we have you racing, Mike?
I'll make a return to that in a few weeks, Mitch, definitely.
Oh,
But
okay, cool.
for a fan
Okay.
favorite, Pedro, he is showing up. That's
Oh, awesome,
one
yeah.
reason to watch it. Tune in, see if Pedro can actually
Yes.
finish above second last. But again, Mitch, I just got to say before Jensen starts this lap on the new Hamilton
Okay,
Straight, that is the
Hamilton
new name
Straight.
of that. Yep, they got called the Hamilton
Serious?
Straight.
Recently?
Yeah, recently, like just a few months ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yes, a great show up by the guys, Mitch. 18 drivers is
Yeah,
really good
18
to see.
guys. It's really good, man.
But Jensen looking very clean in this first sector. It's a track where you can gain a lot of lap time if you get the good clean lap, but if you mess up, you definitely lose a lot more than previous tracks. But Jensen seeming to nail this first sector pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you mess up, you finished, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of corners
you
where if you mess
finished.
up, you could definitely end up in the wall. True Maggots and Beckett's now one of the most thrilling places on the track calendar to go. I mean, if left, right, and you're just back onto a straight. But a good opening lap so far for Jensen. Pretty hard to invalidate the lap from here in. Everyone currently on the soft, Mitch, which is interesting. Except Doofy, CPT O'Reilly, JNTEX, and Mataman. But a 24-2 for Jensen straight away. It's a good opening lap, Mitch. I think Jensen said his PB was 23.8, so he's going to be looking to get maybe 4/10 out of that lap. Tyne comes across the line 3/10 off Jensen, so a good opening lap for Jensen. Let's check. Do we have our championship leader? We do. Brock is currently out on a lap.
Okay, let's see how Brock is doing.
Can anyone
He's in
stop
the
this
Alfa
guy
Romeo.
this season, Mitch?
He's looking good. I'm not gonna say anything else, Brock. So, yeah, he's looking good, man. Really, long as he keeps momentum on and everything like that, and yeah.
Once he's finishing races, it's going to be pretty hard for people to catch him, isn't it? Oh, and a bit of a slide there. And he's backed out of this lap. So maybe, I know Mikey wasn't in his way there, but maybe just dirty air coming from the back of Mikey's car there. So that would be interesting to note throughout this qualifying session, just to see if really that minimal of an impact is going to hurt you up.
Yeah, no, true, eh?
Will ride on
Yeah.
board with Doofy, his first race since becoming a dad for what seems like the 150th time.
Yeah,
He's
no,
out
shame, man.
onto the medium. This is his first time he's touched the game in 3 weeks, so the guy is going to be
Sure.
quite rusty. I'm sure we'll see a battle between him and Pedro developing.
Yeah,
But
all
very
the best
smooth
to
from
him.
Adam, you must say, as he comes up to the line. It's going to be a 127.5, bottom of the pile, but a good banker lap for him.
Yeah, not bad, man.
So, in between all of that, we've had Damien, Tyne, and Chris all be within a tenth of each other. So
Yeah.
that's nice to see. We might get some racing.
Yeah, no.
It's a track where racing can happen, but it can also filter out once people get a DRS train. But Pelly has now selected that medium tyre. Where is Boastman in the pits? I expect Boastman to be up there today. He's had a bit of a resurgence to the top lately.
Yeah?
France wasn't great for him, but he showed he has pace. And then at Austria, if he didn't pick up the penalties and he maybe didn't have to pit the second time, I think he could have won that race. But we'll
Yeah,
never
no.
know. So
You
Brock
just,
currently on an out
yeah.
lap, just all up on the grass. I think CPT O'Reilly is just spun. He's going to get disqualified if he's not careful.
Oh, disqualified.
Did he get
Wrong way, eh?
disqualified?
Yeah.
Yep, he did. I knew it was going to happen. The game just doesn't let you turn around in those situations.
Which sucks, man.
So, a lot of guys coming out for their second lap of this qualifying session. Where is Mr. Saturday Mikey? 136.0. So, not a great opening lap for him. We'd expect him to do a bit better than that. But we're right on board with Brock. He's going to be one of the first guys to open their second run. I can
Yeah, I
see.
see he's got. Yeah, I see he's got his helmet changed, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
kind
eh?
of Lando Norris inspired, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I see that, eh?
That's what
So,
it looks like to me anyway. But the Illuminous green, you know what it looks
yes.
like, Mitch? It looks like an alien. It's just sitting in the car. But Brock has
Yeah,
started his
yes.
lap now. Into turn one, carry as much speed and as much momentum as you can. Brake as late as you dare into turn three, and then into turn four. Also do the same. Brock looking very quick through those opening corners, Mitch.
Yeah, he does, eh?
The broadcast camera looks like he's flying at the moment at 26.7. Let's compare that to Jensen's just for. So
Oh,
he's matched Jensen so far,
invalidation.
and he's invalidated. That is unlucky for Brock. So maybe he can stop himself from winning the title, Mitch. Maybe Jensen and all just have to relax.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with that, though.
Where's
What's it?
Pedro?
Yeah,
Sector
where's
3,
Mr. Pedro?
about to finish his lap time, and he just about jumps above Adam.
Not, not bad for Mr. Pedro. I think he goes well here, eh?
I mean, in the battle between
Pedro
Adam and
goes
Doofy,
he.
Doofy is on the medium tire. CPT O'Reilly has left the session.
Uh,
What's he said?
did they say anything?
Hey, he said something in Discord. It's all
That's
good. Ooh, just jumping on board with Pelly, getting as much slipstream as possible behind the Renault. Almost going into the rear end. But in real life, Mitch, we've had a few big crashes here in recent times.
Yeah,
A
we
lot of
have, eh?
punctures. And that's a good
Yes.
lap by Pelly, a 25.111. So Pelly, a good lap
Yeah,
by
really
him.
good.
Puts him in a decent position. And Jensen is just improved again at 23.8. So Jensen doing his PB lap times here, and that's going to be very difficult to beat.
Yeah, Brock's on a lap in sector 2.
Okay, I'll jump on board with him, and then by the time he finishes, we can jump on board with Chris.
Okay.
So Brock,
Just keep it clean, Mr. Brock.
1017. This is his second lap on these tires, Mitch, isn't it?
Yes.
He's
Yeah,
currently
that's
sitting in
correct.
last, so he needs to get this lap on the board.
Yeah.
And he's backed
He's
out, he's
backing
ran out
out.
of fuel.
Sure.
Stuff not
I don't
going
know
his
if
way,
it
Mitch.
was. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything more, as I said. So,
So
but
Chris
anyway,
coming into
because
Maggots and Beckett's, looks like he has a bit of traffic in the way. I think it's just Jensen letting them by. Nice. He has Pelly in front, who might give him a bit of slipstream here. That could be interesting.
but wildly,
Fastest sector 1 time for Chris. 2/10
Chris
improvement
is
so
up.
far.
Chris is up. Is this gonna be a Chris weekend?
Last week on Friday he took the race win.
Yeah.
What can he do now? It's going to be very close. As the time is ticking away, it's going to be a 24.2.
Ooh,
So only a
he's
2/10
up there, eh?
improvement, but he's there. He can be happy with himself in that position. Damien on a lap. No, he's backed out. A lot of guys backing out of the laps, getting invalidations.
Yeah. Let's see what tires are the guys on, eh?
A lot of guys on mediums at the moment.
Mediums. Okay.
Boostman Pelly only separated by 100 of a second. So Pelly's found a good bit of pace for this track.
Yeah, no, he is.
He's usually not that close to Boostman, not in a way that I'm offending him or anything, but
No, no,
that's
no,
a
no.
good thing that he's up there. Maybe we'll get the old Pelly back. The one that was fighting
The one.
for wins. I don't think
Yeah.
Pelly's ever won a race, but he definitely had the pace to do so.
Like a. Yeah. Yeah, the 1.0. What? 1.0 or I don't know, 0.1 or something like that. Version
1.0,
1.
0.
Yeah.
0.0,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Brock is back out on the lap, eager to get his lap out. Fusion Alfie is not set a lap, so the Alfa Romeo is struggling, Mitch. The two Alphas
Yeah, I'm
struggling.
not sure though. But anyway, I know Paul Brock, he was struggling last qualifying on Friday. But like then he turned it around. He did a fantastic race last Friday. Didn't watch on Saturday, but yeah. So let's
Definitely.
see. I hope he can go a bit higher, but maybe we can see an
I
outstanding
think
car
this
from
might be
the
his
last.
final attempt for this qualifying match. It doesn't
Yeah,
look
no.
like he'll be able to get 2 laps in, so this is when it matters. It all comes down to this. So Jensen, Chris, Damien all get that luxury of being able to stay in the pit a bit longer than Brock, but Brock has to get this lap done. Tyne is currently on lap. Let's check his sector 1. He's matched his sector 1 time. Ooh, excuse me.
No
But here
worries.
goes Tyne into Maggots. Oh, a bit of a slide there on the rear end, but into Maggots and Beckett's. Tyne goes, carrying as much speed as possible, not going down only going it down as far as 130 miles per hour. He is now half a tenth up. Not finding the time he needs to find, but maybe he has some more in this final sector. What will it be for time? He will be aiming to be in between Jensen and Chris. And he just about misses out.
Yes.
So Brock a 101.2 in this middle sector.
Yeah.
He is flying. One more corner to go that can invalidate you. Looking pretty good so far. Skarma needs to get out of the way, and he's blocked him. Skarma's blocked him, but what will this be for Brock? It's so close to pole.
Eh?
And I think Brock will be looking at that and saying,
Block. Yeah. But
let's
anyway.
jump on with someone else. Mikey.
Unlucky.
Mikey up to P6, Mitch.
Yes, Mr. Saturday.
As he said, his home Grand Prix also. And he's just improved again.
Yes.
Oh, 124.8. SPW on a lap, maybe? Yes, he's up by a tenth and a half. And there's a lot of cars in this kind of middle sector, kind of holding each other up, giving each other dirty air, whatever way you want to look at it. But SPW coming into Maggots and Beckett, I wonder why sector 2 time will be. It looked pretty clean so far. Bit of a touch on the grass. He's up by a tenth and a half.
Yeah.
So SPW on his return to H.O.R. What will this lap time be? He has a Ferrari in front of him. Gets out of the way. So for SPW, he's going to be looking to jump up to Mikey, and he does so by 0.3 of a second. Mikey is also on a lap. He's up by a tenth of a second. So a lot of guys improving here, Mitch.
Yeah, no, for sure. Eh? It's really outstanding.
Oh, Mikey, very, very backhand shouting at him.
Yeah.
Chris is a tenth up, so that will jump him above Brock. So qualifying is now over. If you have not a valid lap right now, your current lap time will be the one, and Chris jumps Brock. Jensen currently up, but pole position looks pretty certain for Jensen now.
Yeah, no, it does.
Once he doesn't get disqualified.
Yeah.
But what could Brock have done, Mitch, if he wasn't held up like that? Oh, SPW giving Jensen a good bit of toe there. So Alfie currently not set a lap, and Jensen into the pits, and that will be P1, pole position.
Okay.
Not bad. To AlphaTauri P1, P6.
Yeah.
And Mataman just jumps into the top 10 at the end there. So your grid order is Jensen from Chris, from Brock, Damien, Tyne, SPW, Mikey, Mataman, Boastman and Pelly. Boastman and Pelly both on the medium compounded tyre. Doofy, Lewis, J-Antex, Davis, Pedro, Skarma and Fusion all get fresh tyres. So Mitch, with that we go into our 5-minute break. Has anyone impressed you over that qualifying session?
Yeah, I think Chris and Jensen. I think those two. And yourself, Mike?
I think the top three have definitely come as a shout. I mean, Jensen, pole position, I think on his second lap, so didn't have to improve on the last one. So he did what he needed to do. I think very good lap from Chris there. And I think if these two work together to hold off Brock, it could be a very good race for them.
Yeah, no, it will wait. So we just have to wait and see how it
Definitely.
goes.
But we have our race order here. Two Ferraris, the only guys inside the top 10 on that medium tyre. Doofy, Lewis, all the way down to Fusion, get their fresh tyres. We've obviously lost CPT O'Reilly. He needed to go do stuff. But I think a very good qualifying session. You could the top 10, I mean top 4 all on 3/10 of a second gap. That's pretty close. You have from Chris to Damien's only a tenth. And then, Tyne's still there. I wonder if he messed up a lap. A good showing from SPW, as much as it kills me to say that.
Yeah, no, hey.
But how much time did Brock lose, do you wonder?
Half a second, would you say?
It
Or is
looked
that
like a
too
lot
much?
of time, didn't it? Right on the
Yeah,
apex was Skarma. So at least it gives us an interesting race.
yeah, no, it does, but unlucky there for Brock, really. But also, I must say, shout out to Mr. Pedro, 15th out of 6, what, 18?
I mean, Alfie didn't do a lap, so Skarma
Okay,
second
17th.
last.
Yeah, no.
Poor guy.
But
But
yeah.
yeah, definitely did P15. I mean, he's higher up than usual, so he has to take
Yes.
that as a positive. He has a lot of room in front of him to go. He can definitely push forward. I'm very impressed with Doofy. I mean, P11, where else do you want to be on your first race back?
Yeah, no, true, Oh, Damien started it.
Did he?
Is it Damien? Yeah, Damien.
He might have forgot about the ready up then. So if everyone gets off the grid, we will be good to go. But if people don't ready up, I mean, if people don't get off the grid, we are forced into a restart. So I'll just pay attention to the back of the grid, Mitch, just to make sure. So obviously CPT O'Reilly isn't
Okay, it
here.
looks fine.
Everyone's away so
Uh,
far. Doofy and Pelly have not got off, so that will be a
Marco
restart.
Insights.
So, a restart. I mean,
Okay.
it gives the likes of Jensen and Chris and Brock fresh tires, but it also gives Boastman and Pelly free tires.
Yeah.
And them on the mediums, that could be quite interesting inside the top 10. I will quickly leave this session, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of last week where the lobby messed up.
Okay. Let's close the app.
So, just gonna wait for a new invite. The invite doesn't come up for me, Mitch, so please do let me know when it comes up for you.
Okay, perfect, man.
So yeah, we had an interesting qualifying session. I mean, Jensen pole position, I think he can hold on to it. I mean, he's P1. He just has to look behind. He has Chris, who will definitely help him out. So yeah, I think he's in a good position. He's put a car between him and his championship rival, Brock. And that's all he can
Yeah,
really
that's
ask for,
gonna
Mitch,
help him.
isn't it? There we go. I
Yeah,
got the
no,
invite.
that will help him. Okay, cool, man. Um,
I have no names in the lobby.
oh,
If I just leave, Mitch, will you invite me back?
yeah, sure, man. No problem.
Do you have an invite to the lobby, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh
I
wait,
do,
there's
man.
don't
Thank you.
filter. No, did not. Do you need an invite, yeah?
Chris sent it to me, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in.
Right, can you invite me back, please?
Yeah, sure, man. Invite
Such a
friends.
silly glitch.
Yeah, what can we say, eh?
Not much. Definitely not much.
Come on.
Thank you. So hopefully this
Okay,
time we
no
have
problem.
some names. That would be good.
Yes.
There we go. All the names are back. So spectate.
Nice.
So we're only waiting on one more driver. Damien. I'll send him an invite then. So bear with us, guys. Again, like last week, we're sorry. Can't really do much to avoid these restarts. But yeah, hopefully we get to do our 5 minute break here instead of on the grid, and
Yes.
we'll
Yeah.
be all good.
So we can drink some water and keep fluids
Relax,
going.
feet up.
Yes. Take a lala. Asleep. Yeah, no. Oh.
Yeah, so hopefully we have a good race in front of us. Obviously, it was a clear race, so we're gonna have
Yes. So,
no weather interrupting us. This
yeah,
will
that's
be
good.
the
Yeah.
last interruption, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely set up to be a good race. I think Brock, Jensen, and Chris will all battle it out. I think
Yeah.
Chris and Jensen will work together.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
And then, yeah, it's going to be a lot about ERS and tire management.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, for sure. But we're up to 17 now, so hopefully we can get underway as soon as the break is over.
What's it for? Unsend.
What's up, bro?
In the chat, man. Yeah. I think Brock's gonna go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Full on send. So it's gonna be an invasion. Obviously,
Yes.
Brock and Jensen having a crash last week. We hope there's no bad blood there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get going now. Remember to do your setups, guys. Remember to do your tires. The only guys in the top 10 on the medium tires was the two Ferraris, so that should be pretty simple to remember.
Yeah. I think it's good for Pilly and Boseman to be on mediums, though. I'm hoping for Pilly to have a better race than usual.
You calling him out there?
Pardon?
Are you calling him
No,
out?
no, no. No, no, no. Yeah, man, he's just been having such a bad time. I think this season, he had a better season than last season, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. But yeah, no, I just hope for also for Boseman, as well. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yes,
I'm just interested to see, Mitch, where this is gonna go because I think we have a good race set up here.
yeah,
The race start is always hectic around here, so
yeah. No, it
it's
is.
gonna be
Yeah.
quite intense. Wings will be
Okay,
lost, that is for sure.
but you don't need wings, eh? Red Bull gives you wings to fly, eh?
So if
I
Adam
don't
or
know.
Mikey lose their wing, you're saying they just pour a bit of Red Bull on it in the next pit stop and they'll be fine.
Yes, basically. But anyway, Mike, guys, I have to leave you. I just want to pour some water.
No
Uh,
problem.
Not with alcohol, by the way. So, all good. See you now.
See ya. So we're getting ready to get going, guys. Um, remember your setups. Maybe tweak your setup a little bit. You do get to change your park ferme here. Um, yeah, so everyone's on the soft currently. All we need to change is Postman and Pelly, and then the rest can do what they like from them down. So we got everyone that needs to have different tires done. I can't wait to see where this is gonna go. If you are excited also, please do hit that like button. I'm kind of just talking to myself here. Mitch has gone to pour a beverage, obviously non-alcoholic, as he made sure to mention. But yeah, I wonder if Chris and Jensen will fight. I hope they do. I hope they don't just sit in a DRS train. I think could ruin a pretty decent race we have on our hands here. I think they can definitely help each other out. But I think, like all things, you do want to see them fight. You don't want to just see teamwork from two guys that aren't teammates. I remember we had a issue with that a few seasons ago. I think it was Jensen and Pelly. They got found out and given out to because they were helping each other. So Silverstone, a great track to drive. Hopefully it's going to be good to watch. Can't promise anything. It's going to be very simple, one-stop race. A very long pit stop. Now that could cause issues for guys. I mean, the undercut's pretty effective around here. Chris is readied up, so we're going to get underway now. Hopefully all going well. People keep their wing on lap one and also just be sensible. I mean, it's not, it can be one on lap one, but the majority of the time it isn't. So keep your head, keep cool, and we'll get underway for the formation lap. So Jensen used to leading these by now. Obviously only one win this season, but a 4-time champion, knows exactly what he needs to do in these situations. As we see an Irish flag in the background, I mean that's interesting. But yeah, hopefully these two, Jensen and Chris, can have a battle. I don't want it to be just a simple Chris kind of hold off Brock situation. I want to see full send, 3 wide, everything of the sort. I wonder if Chris and Jensen know that Brock got held up on that lap, because you don't want them thinking they bet him by raw pace, because that could be quite worrying for them. They might underestimate him. But as we get back going, we'll just change that quickly. Position change. Also, we want to check the tires. So everyone outside the top 10 choosing the mediums except for Davis, so that could cause a bit of a stir in the mid-pack. So hopefully young Alfie can get a good race under his belt. I think he missed 1 or 2 races last week. And we are joined by Mitch.
Yes, I'm back, guys.
Whoa.
I had my 20 minutes sleep. Yes.
Welcome back. I was just saying to the guys, I hope Jensen and Chris, I know they want to help each other, but I hope they fight.
Yeah, no, hey.
We don't want a bore fest.
Yes.
We had a DRS train last week at Austria. You weren't here, but you know, it wasn't fun for anyone.
Yeah, no, true, eh?
But I can't see the lights. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. Looks like a very good start for Damien. But Brock also getting a good start. And he's going to be side by side with Tyne now up to P2. It's 3 wide now going on to 4. And Chris has lost out massively. Brock gets a bit of a touch. Brock down to P5. SPW touching him now. And it is going bananas around here. So Tyne up to P2. Chris and Brock down 2 positions each. Brock going to go side by side with Chris. A bit of a touch from behind. Around the outside is Brock trying to look, and that's beautifully defended by Chris. Brock going to look to dip into the slipstream here and go around the outside. They don't want to just burn all this, and it's a beautiful switchback move there by Brock, and they're going to go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. You'd hope not. Brock a little bit of a lift off, and that is that for now. Damien picking up a few warnings there.
Yeah.
But Chris seems to have gotten a good exit off there, and that is that for now. Mataman even trying to have a look here. Lewis up past Doofy. Well, not that easy. Bang. Around the outside now. And SPW gets past Mataman. Oh, and Boastman sends one on Mikey. Nothing happening so far. But Boastman a great bit of acceleration out of that corner. Maybe going to have a look into turn 3. Where is Jensen? Jensen is a good bit clear now of Tyne, and this is exactly what Jensen maybe wanted.
Yes, no, true, eh? I think so.
We got our action, Mitch. We asked for action, and we got 3 wide into the 3rd corner, so things are looking good. Chris's race pace seems very decent. He needs to make sure he uses this overtake and gets in the DRS of Damien and Tyne, because if they get in Jensen's DRS, it could be a bit of a pain to maybe catch up. Because Chris definitely has the pace to get a podium here. Tyne is currently outside Jensen's window. So things are going to be very tight around here. Chris doesn't look 6/10 back. I mean, the gap between Tyne and Jensen looks smaller than the gap between Chris and Damien. That's an interesting one. But Brock is chilling 4/10 behind. Mikey gets Matoman this time around. Does Matoman have a bit of damage? Nope, not yet. Pelly is already picked up a penalty, and Boastman's going to send it round the outside here of Matoman. Pretty simple move at the end of lap 2. On to lap 3. Jensen has broke the DRS of Tyne. Chris has also lost the DRS of Damien. So he needs to push for that, because Tyne and Damien will pull away if you don't get in it, because of the DRS is really powerful. But he's back inside, but he did not get it this lap, and you can see just now already lost 2/10 to the guys in front.
Sure.
But hopefully in the corners he can do so. Pelly up past Matoman, so Matoman seemingly had a good lap 1 and now falling backwards, Mitch.
Yeah, no, strange.
But those two Ferrari cars seem to be working well on those mediums. Damien is right behind Tyne here, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get a move on Tyne. Here we go, DRS enabled, overtake button also pressed in. He's gonna pull to the look to the left and just not get enough. Chris is now back inside that DRS window. Bit of a lockup, bit of smoke into Chris's face. The two Williams go side by side. Oh, and they've made contact. Jay Entegs into the wall. Does he have wing damage? He does. He's into the pits on lap 3, onto lap 4. Pedro and Duffy are currently very close to each other. 4/10 the gap between them. Duffy losing 2 positions in the opening stint of this race so far. It looks like we have Lewis going up Matoman's inside.
Yeah.
Nothing happening yet. Still just having a little look-see.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No problem, Shadows.
Oh, what's it? Is the Shadows?
Your favorite fanboy, Mitch.
Yes, we all like Mr. Shadows.
Well, speak for yourself.
Sometimes.
Tyne now under pressure from his fellow Dutch compatriot. Up to P2 goes Damien, and that is going to be a move that maybe is going to be interesting. Can Damien reel in Jensen now? Boastman up to P7. So the medium tire is definitely working for him. So 1.3 seconds the gap for Jensen and Damien.
Yeah.
So Brock and Chris not really able to do much here. They're kind of at the back of the train, so their stint may come very late. Save up all your ERS like Brock is doing. Chris not so much, but he did have to close a gap, so I can feel for why he is a bit lower. Jensen and Tyne on, I mean not Tyne, Damien on the exact same ERS, so that's interesting to note. Boastman not gaining on SPW just yet. SPW in P6 doing a good job so far. Pedro has made a move on Adam. Adam looking to go back up the inside. They're side by side. Oh, and there's contact. There's contact between the two of them. And now Skarma's trying to have a look at Adam. Oh, dropped a lot of frames there. But Pedro up past Duffy, and that is the rivalry that we were talking about before the race match.
Yeah, and that's correct, eh?
I'm sure Pedro has a huge smile on his face right now. So Mataman falling further back into this pack. And look at Pedro up the inside. It's too wide and Pedro's spun. Oh, he's held it. He's held it. He's held it. But all his progress is gone.
What happened there?
I think just side by side moment. Oh, and Doofy's lost his front end plate. And that's going to see... Oh, it's still on the back of his car. And there, it's flew off now. But that's going to seal the defeat for Doofy in this battle, I feel. Brock is all up the back of Chris. I think he wants to get a move on now.
Yeah.
So close. 2/10 while in the back of a DRS is quite a small gap.
Yeah.
Chris does have that easy defense though of the DRS, so I think Brock's gonna have to do it in a place we maybe don't expect it. So we're riding on board. Chris seemingly going for a move on time here. No, just getting closer, I guess pulling away from Brock in doing so. Chris very close. Maybe sending it? No, he thinks better of it. But Jensen's gap still 1.2 seconds. I mean, it's not extending, it's actually coming down, so that's worrying if you're a Jensen fan, I guess. I mean, it's back up to 1.3, and here comes Brock up the inside of Chris. Chris needs to leave the space, it's so tight, and we have a yellow flag. Matuman is retired in the pit lane. Interesting. But here comes Brock, and a very, very good run. Who has more straight line speed? Brock looking like he does. They're side by side. They did this on lap 1. Oh, a bit of a touch. But Chris defending well. Brock using all his overtake button to try get this move done. Side by side, Brock doing the same old switchback, and this time maybe getting a better line. He can see Chris is down to less than 10% ERS, 3% to be exact, and now Chris has picked up a penalty, so Brock is really pressuring Chris here. The overtake button is enabled, and this time I think it will be an easy pass. Whew, a lot of action, Mitch. Oh, Chris looking to come back here. Oh, and he spun it into the wall.
How did that happen?
I think dirty air, Mitch.
Dirty air?
Yeah. He chooses not to go into the pits, but I swear he could have lost some front wing there. Needs to watch out. His tires will be overheating. He didn't lose any front wing, so he just lost a bit of time. So unlucky for Chris there. That is not what we wanted to see. That is very unfortunate, isn't it, Mitch? Brock now trying to close back up the gap to Tyne and Damien, who they're losing a bit more time now to Jensen. Jensen steadily improving that gap a little bit now. This will be the first lap we kind of see Brock's true raw pace. And also, if Chris can get these tires cooled down, we might get to see his. But it looks like he is really struggling with those temperatures. It's a type of spin we saw between Name Changer and I forget his name, but in the SFR race, H.O.R. versus SFR, Name Changer did a very similar crash to Chris there.
Yeah. Really.
But Tyne and Damien now very much losing touch with the car in front, which is of course Jensen. So Jensen looking in a nice position here to win the race. I mean, doesn't really have to look behind, can just stay in his own gap, and Brock is just by the skin of his teeth, missed the DRS of the car in front. I guess he's able to just kind of take a breather here, reload that battery. I think if Brock wants to do anything special here, he might need to take an undercut.
Yeah.
Have the worst tires, but also be able to maybe jump Tyne and maybe even Damien and close the gap to Jensen. We don't know how powerful the undercut is till someone does it. But Jensen looking very, very in cruise control here. I mean, Tyne seems to have it. I mean, yeah. Damien, sorry, has a bit more downforce on the car, it looks like. But definitely a good job so far by Jensen. He chooses to stay out another lap. And Brock is into the pits. He might be listening to us, Mitch. Anything you want to say to Brock if he's listening?
Okay.
SVW follows him in. Here comes Postman, only... Let's see the gap he has to the car in front. It is 8 seconds. I think he can close 8 seconds when he eventually pits.
Yeah, no, I think so, though.
Mikey doing a good job holding on to Postman. Pelly just a bit further back, but I feel sorry for Chris. I mean, did he just overwork the tires trying to defend from Brock, or was it just a setup failure? Or maybe got a bit too throttle hungry, but you have to feel for him, don't you?
Yeah, no,
He does have a bit of floor damage on the model of his car. Interesting to note. But Brock out into clean air. His teammate will let him by. That will help him a lot. Fresh air can really work these tires. We'll check the gap to the leader. About 31 seconds. So the average stop time around here, Mitch, would it be about 30 seconds, you'd say?
Yeah, I would say that.
Tyne's in the pit. Jensen and Damien extend another lap, and that could be all Brock needs right now. He's only got to gain a full second over the next lap, and he's setting fastest sectors there. So Tyne into the pits. He's obviously scared of Brock and wanting to cover him off. But where will he come out? That is the question. Brock coming around the final corner now. There's a lot of traffic in front of Brock now this lap. And also Tyne. But it does look like Brock will just... Oh, it's side by side, and Brock does come out in front. So
Brock.
If Brock can maybe... This traffic in front of him is going to be crucial to how this race plays out. These guys on the medium tires are going to be crucial, because he's going to catch them right when you don't want to catch them. Into Maggots and Beckett's, it's going to look like. Pedro right in front of him, and I think Brock's going to get a good run on Pedro here. Pedro just staying over to the right hand side. He's squeezing him out, and this is going to be side by side. Oh, and Pedro. Oh, that's bold by Pedro. That's very bold. And he's going to let him through now, but...
What did he do then?
He just kind of swiped at him. And I think that's going to be enough for Tyne to... It is enough for Tyne to get past. Tyne's now going to extend that gap, get past Skarma. And Tyne now could be looking at getting in the lead. Brock definitely won't. Skarma obviously holding Brock up in qualifying, now holding him up in the race. But the Renault teammates working very well together. Bit of a lag spike there. Interesting. Where is Jensen? Out in front of Tyne, but Tyne right behind.
Yeah, it's not going to...
Brock's just going to make sure Brock he gets past there. So Brock could maybe use Damien here to get him up to Tyne, but Ty needs to stay with Jensen here, and I think he's doing so far.
Yeah, he's
This is gonna be interesting, isn't it? Is he actually? Wow.
Came on the brakes just a little
Brock
bit.
not having a good time getting through this traffic. Where is Chris?
Yeah, no, he's
Chris
7?
is P3 at the moment, extending his gap. I think Tyne just behind Jensen in the DRS now. This could be awfully awkward for Jensen to get through, but Brock and Damien and Davis having a bit of a collision there, bit of a touch. Brock not going to be able to get Davis just yet. Davis should be in the pits this lap. No, he extends one more. Brock gonna look to send it, and this has not gone Brock's way.
No,
Tyne needs to stand. Tyne's in a good position here. If he can hold that gap, Chris obviously going to lose a lot of time coming off that spin. And look just how much that first sector has hurt Brock. He's going to send it down the inside of Davis here. Easy move, but he's lost DRS to Damien, and that's crucial now to the race, because I mean that's his hopes of a win gone. He's now 3 seconds behind Tyne, and Pedro has done bits if you're a Jensen fan, and done heartache if you're a Brock fan, but either way Pedro's going to be happy.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure he enjoyed his little fight.
Yes,
Pedro
sure.
gathering up to the back of Skarma. Where's Adam?
Come on, Pedro.
On the hard tyres out in the last. That's going to be interesting.
Come on, Pedro. We are all
we'll
Pedro
jump on
fan,
board
yes.
with him.
AFC.
Yes, Pedro KFC. SPW getting past Fusion. Good job by him. Jensen sets the fastest lap of the race and has almost bridged the gap to Tyne, but has not done it quite yet. He's done it just there. That might have been enough. No, Tyne has DRS, and this is crucial now that Tyne stays in that. Brock's still behind traffic here. Lewis is gonna let him by. Lewis knows that's not his fight.
Yeah. Okay, so what? Just under halfway?
Yeah, just under halfway. We could be expecting these medium runners of Boostman, Pelly to pit relatively soon.
Yeah,
the grid is all kind of mumbled up at the moment. You have Jensen P3, who's broke the gap to Tyne, so that should be Jensen plain sailing for now. Brock, yeah, still, 5 seconds off Jensen. And I think Brock doesn't have to worry too much. I mean, he's, still winning the championship. Jensen with another fastest lap.
Yeah, where's Name Changer, by the way?
He quit. I think he's very busy with the esports qualifiers and stuff, I think.
Okay. Okay, no, cool.
Chris up to P13, getting past Fusion, who is pit. This stint is very big for Chris. Oh, is Pedro making a move? He will make a move on Skarma this lap.
Make a move. Come on, Pedro.
Up the inside and back onto the racing line. Good job by Pedro.
Yes, Pedro.
Up to the P9 position now.
For South Africa.
Oh, Skarma has a bit of a moment. Oh, yellow flag sector 2, and it's virtual safety car. Damien. Where is his car? Into the left-hand barrier there. You can see just as Pedro goes by. And that's gonna... Boastman could be in for a big move here. This is gonna gain him 10 seconds if the whole virtual safety car stays out, maybe. This could be very, very interesting.
To the hard tires?
Onto the softs for now, Mitch.
Yep,
soft tires. Jensen's just coming around the final corner now. Boastman's gonna win this race, Mitch. If he comes out in front of Brock here, where's the virtual safety car ending? Boastman, he's not gonna get out in front of Brock, but he's made an awful lot of time there. And I think he has shut that gap down from about 6 seconds and kept it at 6 seconds, even with the guys getting their undercut. Let's check the gap to the leader. It's 8 seconds, so it's not horrendous. 10 laps to go on soft tire, which is, you know, about 5/10 quicker per lap. Easily. I mean, Boastman could be in business here, and Brock could maybe use Boastman's pace in a few laps' time to maybe catch him up to time. Damien has left this session. Unlucky for him, Mitch. I think he was running a good race. He maybe just over-pushed the car a bit like Chris. Chris up to P8. He has a few cars in front of him. Yet to pit. Mikey has to pit. SBW doesn't, but Lewis does. So Chris may be looking at getting P7, P6 if he can really push forward. I mean, Boastman this lap has not gained a single bit of time to Brock. That's quite worrying. I thought he would be a lot quicker now that he's on those softs. He started to gain now. Maybe the gap's just coming down because he crossed the line now. So 2.5 seconds. We'll watch this gap with open eyes, Mitch.
Yeah.
Any fights down the bottom here? No. Pedro actually could be making a move on J Entex now. So Doofy must have had another spin because he's a whole pit stop behind Pedro now. And he's just been lapped a wee bit ago.
Okay.
So
yeah,
Pedro gaining on J Entex. This is going to be an interesting one, Mitch.
Come on, Pedro. Full send.
He's going to get a good run here.
You're sending it, man. Come on, send it. No, just kidding, eh?
Not yet, but he'll get it by the end of this lap.
No, he's quick enough, Mr. Pedro.
Boastman has took 1.4 seconds out of Jensen in one lap. And he's set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah. Nice.
Pedro's still not gaining too much on J-Antex. This is interesting. Skarma gaining on Pedro. Maybe Pedro's just a bit better on that medium tire, or maybe needs these guys to just warm up after this lap. We saw it with Boastman took a lap to warm up. Pedro may be the same. Let's see now. Gap at 9/10 of a second. J-Antex does have DRS on the car in front. Now that's kind of crucial. I could make the move a bit harder for Pedro, but he's gaining a lot in the corners. Oh, a bit of a squirm there for J-Antex, and that's going to allow Mr. Pedro to gain and gain and gain. The gap now down to 4/10 of a second, so halved in that one corner. Look how close he is now, Mitch. Really close. Let's check the gap between Jensen and Boastman. It stayed about the same this lap. Chris up the inside of Mikey, I think. I'm trying to look for where they are on track. Yep, into, I don't know the corner names, but then the DRS straight. We're about to go down now with Pedro. Pedro seemingly struggling with the dirty air of JNTEX.
Yeah, no, you can see that, eh?
And JNTEX on those hard compound tires seems to be doing a great job, by the way. Really turning on for him. Let's jump off Pedro for now then and jump on board with Boastman, who could be in striking distance of Brock by the end of this lap.
Yeah, no.
Don't think he will win the race, Boastman. I don't think Brock can do much either. Brock is 3.2 seconds now behind Tyne, so Brock's race pace really hasn't been the same since he got that little incident with Pedro. Oh, and Pedro, no, he's lost his front wing on a sideways JNTEX, and now Skarma's gonna go up the inside of Davis. But
How did that
Pedro,
happen?
I don't know, I think maybe the two Williams came together.
Okay, oh man.
And now Pedro down to P13. And
yes,
crucially,
no
look who's coming for him. Doofy is coming.
Oh no. Oh no.
It was looking really good for Pedro. And all of a sudden, Doofy can smell blood. Doofy has a front wing fully intact. Can he catch up with 6 laps to go? He'll have to catch a second per lap.
Put soft tires on.
No. Oh, Pedro's coming to pits. Oh no.
Yeah.
And so is Doofy.
Oh.
Doofy's gonna jump him because of the wing change, and they're gonna have a battle here. 5 seconds is a wing change, so these two are gonna be literally right on top of each other. Boastman is right behind Brock. We must cover this because this is our job and our duty.
Yes.
So, Boastman out of the corner there. No overtake button enabled, so he thinks he can get it done without it. He doesn't have the capabilities to do so. And he's gonna wait behind another lap. Chris, with 5 laps to go, has to 3 lap fresher mediums on the car in front, aka SPW, and that could be very interesting. I think we have Pedro and Doofy battling it out now, mate.
This is gonna be good.
They have Brock and Boastman right in front of them, or behind them. So, the battle of the messers. Oh, and Pedro's absolutely done Doofy. Doofy is slowed down to let the two by, and now they're just battling. What is this? Comic relief. A yellow flag in sector 3 for no reason. So, Doofy and Pedro. The battle of the century. The battle we've always wanted to see, Mitch.
Yes, we have.
And I think Doofy may have won it already.
We mustn't give up hope.
Let's check the penalties. Oh no. Yeah. 3 seconds extra. Oh, but here comes Pedro. Oh, they're weaving. They're weaving. They're saying hello to us, Mitch. And Pedro up to be second last. Oh no. That's not good. Second last for Pedro. But here comes Doofy. Is he going to have a luck? No, he's not. Chris is now within the DRS of SPW. So we'll watch that. Fusion has left the session. I think he may have gotten disqualified. He did. Too many penalties. Interesting.
Oh.
Good evening, Sai. And Fusion, you said. Yeah, the penalty system can be a bit dodgy for sure at times. But Jensen is, we must comment on him as we read the comment there. But Mitch, has he put a foot wrong today? I don't think he has. I mean, 2 seconds out in the lead, just chilling. He's in the zone, and when Jensen is in the zone, he's very, 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 very hard to beat. The guy, once he's in that zone, he just does not come out of it, and he will have extraordinary pace, which he's showing now. Brock is inside the penalty window of time, so that could be P2 for Brock. I guess it's just a constellation. So and Doovie is all out of ERS, and so is Pedro. Oh, these two practical jokers. Oh, Chris got past SPW, easy as you like, and I think that will be that move done. We'll check the penalties, 3 seconds each. I think that could be Chris. Up to P5, a good recovery drive for Chris.
Sure. I don't think he will catch Boastman.
No, you shouldn't catch him with 15 seconds. Let's check Boastman's penalties actually. 3 seconds for Boastman, so I don't think as of now that will happen.
But good recovery drop.
Definitely. Back onto Doofy. Oh, Davis and Entex going side by side. Entex up to P11. Still behind Scammer. Doofy and Pedro still going at it. Doing the... I don't know what this is called. The last hurrah. Doofy giving us a wee wave. Saying hello. Pedro giving Doofy a little wave. I mean, you'd love to be in the party right now and know what they're saying to each other, though I don't think YouTube would maybe allow it. Oh, and look, Doofy's got an absolute... Oh, come on, Doofy, put the overtake button on. Come on, give us a bit of fun here.
They're warming up their tires, eh?
Yeah. God, he has to go for it now. He has to go for it now. Send it! Ugh.
No.
This is a disgrace. He knows Pedro has more penalties and he's being a weirdo about it. He's just allowing it to happen. Oh wow, he's going to go for a move. Oh, and Doofy's picked out tonight for track position. They're touching. Oh no. What is going on? Oh, Pedro comes.
Make your elbows out.
Doofy, come on, you gotta get it on track now. Doofy's making sure he goes in. Oh, Boastman and Brock side by side. These two actually want to make moves, unlike the two people in last position, aka why they're in last position. Oh, and Pedro a bit of a tank slapper there. Yeah, we didn't see your incident, Damien, but yeah, it's unlucky for you, bro, man. You were running really well. You maybe could have put up the fight to Jensen, who knows. But unlucky. We'll definitely try see you tomorrow, and hopefully you can do better. Hungary is an interesting track. I mean, let's see what happens here. And they're still weaving. Mitch, what are these two doing? Brock defending on Boastman again. What are these two clowns at? Oh! Yeah. Pedro doesn't want second last.
Now, but rather be second last than last, eh?
Yeah, I know. Like, even though we're gonna make fun of him, I'd rather be second last.
Yeah, but Pedro, this is a disgrace performance, man. Really,
yeah, disgrace up by both of them, I must say. They're really not going for the fight.
As well.
They're not going for the fight. They're not challenging each other. They're just messing around. They're probably in the party like, ooh. But look, Adam's already extended the gap. That's unfortunate. Yeah. That is unfortunate for Pedro. He thought he was smart, but he's not. He was going to try steal the DRS off Adam and steal it on the last lap. But that didn't happen. Adam just said, hell no.
Yeah. But what's his name? Pedro did a good performance, to be honest. Before that wing change, to be honest, that broken
Yeah,
wing.
I mean it's unlucky for him.
Did
Like,
well, man. Like maybe he was a bit optimistic on Davy, but a little bit. But yeah,
and
no.
Adam has left Pedro in the dust here. He said no, thank you. He's put the gap to 2.1
Ah, but
seconds.
what's it, Mike? Don't you have floor damage on this game or something like
I
that?
think you can pick up floor damage. I don't. Oh, and Adams picked up a time penalty, and now it's a race.
Oh,
Can he beat that?
oh,
Oh, they both have 9 seconds. Okay, okay.
yes.
Um.
Okay.
So, Mitch, driver of the day. I'm gonna say my driver of the day personally would probably be Jensen.
Yeah, I
I
would think the
mean,
same, right?
he's done an absolute stellar job here. I
No,
mean,
he deserves it, man.
pole position. He did have fastest lap for a bit. No penalties. I mean, he's just drove, sorry, perfectly.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, I
And
would back you up on
this
that.
on his home race, he will come on this last lap. Hopefully give us a bit of a weave, maybe. Come on, let's have a little look. No weave, but
Mr. Jensen.
Jensen gonna get the gap up to 3 seconds, so that's a good for him. Oh, Postman and Brock side by side, but Jensen wins the British Grand Prix, and what a win that is. Brock up to P2, Postman gonna be P4, Chris gonna come home with a respectful P5. Knowing his pace, he can feel disappointed, but he should also be proud on how he drove in the end. P5 for Chris. P6 for SPW on his return. P7 for Mikey. P8 for Pelly. I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that. Lewis, P9. I'm sure him and Entex will sort out whatever happened. Can't have your two teammates fighting, but the two Williams to round up the top 10.
Yeah.
And there we go. J Entex P10. Skarma P11. Davis P9. And obviously Dumb and Dumber at the back.
Yes.
Will you add Jensen to the party?
Yeah. Mr.
Driver of
Jensen.
the day from the game is Boastman. So I hope you enjoyed that race as much as we do, especially the ending. I mean, Mr. Pedro and Mr. Adam doing their normal thing.
Yeah, no, really, eh?
And Jensen's guys celebrate. So that will be Jensen's second win this season. And I'm sure he'll be looking to add plenty more. Boastman gets the fast lap. The guys with no penalties were Jensen, Brock, Mikey, Lewis, and that's it. So those guys will only be picking up a bonus point.
Yeah.
So we are joined by Jensen, our race winner. How are you feeling about that one, mate?
That was satisfying. Nonetheless, after last week, I was a bit gutted because I knew I could have definitely had the win.
Yeah.
But to get it back here in Silverstone is even better, really, than I would have hoped for in Austria. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a world-class drive from you. I don't think you put a foot wrong all race. There was maybe with the undercut, we were kind of thinking, oh, can't I hold on to this? But no, you just said, no, not in my DRS, not today. And I mean, credit's due, man. P1 won the race. You did get our driver of the day.
Thank you.
There's not much more we could say about it. I mean, you didn't do much all race. You had a good clean lap 1, which definitely I think helped you in the long run because, you know, Chris lost a few positions. Tyne got up one, Damien got up one, Brock lost a few.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really in question, was it? After lap 2, I think we all knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it was firstly it's a qualifying lap really set the stone for that.
Definitely.
I knew Brock was going to be quick, but I think he got a bit held up in qualifying by a few people.
Yeah.
Which sort of semi ruined it for him. He got P3, but yeah, that was probably
you
yeah.
capitalized. You got all your laps in. I know you didn't set a last one, but you were there. You did what you had to do, and I mean, you gained points on Brock, and that's all you can hope to do. We're literally mid-season now. Do you think you can now kick on for the rest of the season and maybe launch a title fight?
I mean, Brock's came back from such a big gap from myself, as many have seen. So yeah, better watch out.
You're not ruling yourself out yet. So hungry tomorrow, Jensen. Do you think you can add another piece of silverware to your cabinet?
I mean, it's a track I've struggled for penalties, really. I mean, today I got 2 really, well, just stupid warnings for my sake.
Yeah.
And I had to really hold down. And when I saw Tyne got the penalty, I was really comfortable there.
Relaxed.
Yeah, it'll probably be the same case for Hungary. Hopefully, I could keep clean.
No problem.
Yeah.
So, do you reckon we'll be talking to you tomorrow, or do you think maybe it will be one of your off days?
Maybe. Hoping for a
You're not revealing too much. It's kind of what I'm getting from you.
It's not really much of a strong track. Like Brock's very, very strong around here. I know that. But yeah, it's not my strongest for race pace, I'd say. So yeah.
No problem. Well, we'll hope to talk to you tomorrow. Mitch, do you have anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, congrats Jensen and Brock, and everyone, well done. GG. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be all from me and Mitch tonight. Obviously, Jensen is our winner and our driver of the day. We will see you tomorrow from the same time for Hungary. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in.